Welcome back. In this video, we're going over custom values in your Zaps. You've probably noticed, but there's different types of fields used inside the Zap Editor. Most let you pass a value from a prior step, but some are a bit more restrictive and appear as static dropdowns. The default behavior of these fields lets you pick a single value that never changes when your Zaps run. But sometimes your workflow needs a little bit more flexibility, and that's where the custom value option comes in. Take the Trello Create Card action. In it, you have the option to define what color a label should be when a new card is created. Let's say our workflow needs the ability to change this every single time the Zap runs. At first glance, it looks like we can't do that, until we scroll down to the bottom of the list of options. That's where we find the Use a Custom Value option. When we do that, we get a new field below the dropdown, and in it, we can insert the value from our prior step that tells us what color we want the label to be. The data we loaded in this example is the word black, but it'll be replaced with the name of the color that's sent when this Zap runs live. So with our Zap configured like this, the labels we create will match the value we pass into the custom value field. There's one major thing to keep in mind when using custom values. Some APIs don't use the human readable strings that we're used to, like what we saw in the Trello example. What we refer to as the idea stage might be known to the API as the number 6. In Zapier, we can tell this is the case when you click on a dropdown and see gray numbers to the right of the name. When this is the case, you have to pass the ID matching the item you want to select from the dropdown when the Zap runs. In this example, it's the stage ID. Most of the time, your trigger or prior step won't know this ID if the app that sends it is different than the one you use it in. In those cases, we can leverage the powerful Lookup table function in the Formatter by Zapier app. With it, we can translate the value coming from the prior step into the ID that we need for the next step. Passing the name of the stage as you are refers to it as the lookup key. So when this app runs, we'll look at the value mapped to this field and see if we can find it in the list on the left. If it exists, we'll pass the value to the right as the output from this formatter step. To learn more about the lookup table in Zapier and how to find the values to place on the right side of your key value pairs, check out our video from the Zapier 102 series called Formatter, Lookup Table. Check the description below this video for a link to that one. We can, in turn, take this output and pass it into our custom value for the stage ID field in our example, so that when this Zap runs, we'll assign this deal to the stage that matches the ID. Finally, there's a limitation to the above in some apps, specifically when a trigger or an action has multiple dropdowns that are dependent on one another, like our Google Spreadsheets app. For example, in Google Sheets, if you pass a custom value as the sheet, we're not able to properly pull the worksheets within that sheet to offer you the ability to map data into them. So if you run into this issue in your time with Zapier, send us an email and let us know so we can keep you informed if this changes. And that's all you need to know about custom values. Start experimenting and using them in your Zaps, and as always, check out our resources for even more. Until next time.